Hi everyone, welcome on board to F0R.tv, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.
Now, this is a news that has just been broken out there, and that is about the two sons of CJN, Mohammed TANK0. The claim is that they have been arrested by the DSS. Now, DSS, some people call it Daura State Service, some call it whatever name they want to call it, but originally it is called the SSS, State Security Service. Now, two sons of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Mohammed TANK0. This is a man that was brought in by Muhammadu Buhari, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria, when Onogen was ousted out, pushed out, kicked out. That was during the eve of the elections, and when they felt that at the end of the day, there is a possibility that the CJN, Onogen, might work in favor of PDP, or maybe, I don't know, do the right thing. And now there are a lot of issues that were brought out of Onogen's case. They claim that there are some assets that were not declared. They claim there were some dollars that were found in his account and all of that stories. Now, CJN Onogen did not fight for this. He didn't say anything. He didn't say, oh, try me out. This is how I got the money and all of that. He just said, well, it's not a crime. It's just that I forgot to declare certain assets and all of this. Anyway, he was kicked out and he bowed out very quietly. Maybe they took the money from him or the properties, or it was just an agreement. Will you bow out and keep your loot or whatever you claim you've not declared? And this man called Mohammed TANK0 is a man that is not vast in the conventional laws that we have in Nigeria. Is a man that is specialized in Sharia law, the same man that brought in that word technicalities. When it comes to some issues, he would say technicalities, technical and all of that. Now, according to sources familiar with the schemes, DSS operatives seized their phones, went through call logs and messages of the two brothers, looking for elements to implicate the Chief Justice and link him with bizarre corruption issues over Bayelsa judgment. That is what the DSS now. That, you know, the camp of Buhari is against each other. Recently, I brought you the story where Baba Gana is a retired major general in the military. He came out with Monguno. He came out with some memo, and this memo got leaked. And this memo was actually putting Abba Kyari, the man that has the hair of the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria, or a clone, Sudani, Jubril al-Sudani, whatever you want to call him. Now, this memo shook the nation to a point, not because people are not aware of what has been ongoing in the nation over time. We know what has been happening, but this simply shows that there are political points to be scored, or the president is not really available, as they say. So it pointed out to how Abba Kyari has been running the show, while Buhari is just living life of retirement, or maybe it doesn't exist at all, whatever that is. Now, they said he has been sitting on the chairmanship seat of the security advisors, and also in bits with the ambassadors, and does a whole lot of things. Now, with all of this together, brought together at one point, it shows that the system itself is not working. DSS, most of the time, work for the presidency, as we know. They work for the presidency, as in the case of the daughter of Buhari, where a young man bought a SIM that was recycled. And when the lady came back from the United Kingdom, she realized that her SIM wasn't working. Rather than reading the terms and conditions of this service providers, she decided to alert the DSS, and they went to pick up the man. And the man was, the case is all over the place. The man has dragged this case to the court. Hopefully they settle him, or whatever is going to happen along the way. Now, how is it possible? How is it that the two sons of this man will be linked? That is to say that these people, they make use of their children also sometimes, somehow, to corner money. That is why the DSS, now the DSS would have done this without certain informations or certain people running the show behind the scenes, since it is the president that controls them. Now they are called the department rather than state security service for the service of the nation. But now they are working for the president, and what they do is to listen to the directives of the president, like in the case of S0NS and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and a lot of issues out there. Now, the DSS seized the phones of these two dudes in order to find any connection to implicate their father, Mohammed TANK0, to see if any money has been passed from one point to the other to them, to their father. The Supreme Court had fixed Wednesday for the hearing of the All Progressive Congress application for review of its February 13, 2020 judgment, which overturned its victory in the last governorship election in Bayelsa State. Now, even the one that happened recently in Imo State, they said after the Supreme Court has given their final conclusion, that's the end of it. After the judgment, you cannot review it again. That's the story that APC is propagating. Why? Because it favors them. But in this case, somehow it's like something happened in Bayelsa State that that kicked out APC, and PDP is there, and now they want to go in there back again to review it. Now, following all the fears that that once again they might lose at the apex court, the APC decided to intimidate the judiciary. That is the story, piling pressure on CJN TANK0 to review the Supreme Court judgment on Bayelsa State governorship election. Now, the names of the two young men that were that were interrogated by the DSS is Sirajo and Sani. They were detained by the DSS to compel the CJN to review the judgment in favor of APC. That is the talk out there. That is what it is. Now, this is how these things work. Now, I don't care about party, as I've never been partisan. All of them are birds of the same feather. They show the highest level of decay. They are so cancerous, and that is all they do. They care less about nobody. It's all about their own personal interest. Now, we know that this is not the first time that the judiciary has been muscled on. In the case of S0NS and the rest of these activists, even Nnamdi Kanu, the judiciary have been muscled upon. In fact, we know that the legislators are simply rubber stamps already, and the vice president cannot even speak. So if the vice president cannot speak, if there are certain cabals, Abba Kyari, Dauras, and the rest of them running the show, if Buhari himself cannot even speak when it comes to issues of security, if the senators are there, deaf and dumb, if you speak, if there is any voice, any dissent against Buhari, the person begins to get probed. They begin to check into your account because they know they are all thieves, so they know none of them are clean. So when you speak, you end up in jail. Just like the case of Ojo Kalu, he stole a lot. And he thought the camping was going to help him, but he's in jail right now. And a host of them will be in jail. So it's more or less like a pattern. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that are criminals that we know, but none of them have been tried. So the government is selective. Now, in this case, what is really happening? Checking the phone, logs of the young men, and of course, they've not actually picked their father anyway. But they're probably doing this, as I said, in the hope that they might muscle on the CJN so as to rule in favor of APC. So it's not a new thing. It's just that when the ball turns around on some of them that are in support or protecting this administration, this regime that we all know flaws court ruling, they will begin to shout foul, foul, foul. Now, APC wants to take over where? Bayelsa. But in the case of Emeka Ihedioha and Hope Uzodinma, it's a different ballgame. They feel comfortable. They believe that justice has been served. They believe that all things are equal. They believe that everyone got what they need to get. How can someone, fourth position, now become the first? Well, it could be because election was never free and fair. Now, you might be someone that is in support of this administration. What is your own opinion about this? This is a new pattern that is being played out. DSS is now the dog of some groups of people. Who are the people controlling this from behind? Is it Abba Kyari? Is it the Dauras? Who? Is it the men that are in charge of APC? What is the game that is being played out here? Are they going to find anything? Is there any bribery? What has gone on the ground here? Was he bribed before giving some money, or called by one of the top echelons that brought him in, some of the elites, some of the criminals or whatever that are running the show? Have they called him or given him some money earlier, or they never gave him anything, and he felt that it's time for me to become rich also? Aside being the CJN of Nigeria, I will better also, apart from being his Chief Justice, I would rather also make money out of this politics. And he has pocketed the money and gave PDP whatever it is. Or what do you think is being played out here? Like I said, the more you see, the more you look, the less you see. It's more or less about vested interest. That is what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, we can grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.